So another capital budgeting technique is called net present value. And what we're trying to do is bring all of the cash inflows back to the present value just to see if we're actually going to make enough money in order to cover our initial investment. So we'll just use the example again of our car that we're going to purchase to do our touring, or I guess our tour company. So when we look at the calculator, we actually have a button for this. So if you press the CF button, then when it comes up CFO, that means that's your initial investment. So that's where we're going to put the 10,000 in. But make sure you put it in as a negative because that's cash going out. And then just hit the enter key. And now what we can do is we can move to the first cash inflow. So that's what CO1 stands for. And in our first year, we're going to make $1,500 in cash. So we'll just type that in, $1,500, and then hit enter. And then move your arrow down, because then it's going to bring us to F01. And all that's asking us is how many times are we going to receive $1,500 in cash? So I always just leave that as once a year. And then move to CO2. So this is your second cash inflow. So we think that we'll receive 2,000 of cash in year 2. So we'll just type that in and hit enter and then hit the down key and just always leave the FOs as 1 and then move down again. CO3 in the third year, we think we'll receive 2,500 in cash. So I'll type that in, 2,500 and hit enter. And then move down to FO3, keep that as 1. In our fourth year, we think we'll receive 5,000 in cash. So I'll type that in, 5,000. Enter. And then in our fifth year, we also think we're going to receive 5,000 in cash. So I'll type that in as well. Enter. So now I'm done putting all of my cash flows in. So now we have to find a discount rate to use to bring them down to the present value or back to the present value. So now what we can do is hit the NPV button. And here I will come up. Now normally this is where we would put the company's cost to capital. So that's the minimum amount that we would need as the return. Or sometimes this is known as the discount rate. So cost of capital or discount rate. So in this case, we're just going to assume that the discount rate is 10%. So we'll just put 10 in and then hit the enter button. And now if you just scroll down, it'll go to net present value and then you just hit the compute button. So in this case, it's positive 1414.48 for net present value. So when we're looking at capital projects, anything greater than 0 when we do NPV is something that we should accept. So anything that is greater than or equal to 0, we should accept. So basically all that's saying is, yes, we're going to get our $10,000 investment back, and we're also going to make 14.48 in cash.